Yemen rests at the southern edge of the Arabian Peninsula, where mountains rise abruptly from desert plains and stone villages appear carved from the earth itself. It is a land shaped by wind, isolation, and survival, a place that feels suspended between worlds. From the desert floor of Hadramaut, the skyline of Shibam rises unexpectedly. Known as the Manhattan of the desert, its mud brick towers soar up to 100 feet high. Built in the 16th century, these vertical homes were constructed floor by floor using sun-dried clay mixed with straw. Surrounded by defensive walls and arranged in tight geometric rows, Shibam represents the world's earliest example of vertical urban living. Its architecture was not built for beauty alone, but for protection against floods, tribal raids, and the erosion of time itself. Nearby, Haid al-Jazil clings to a towering rock outcrop as if grown from the cliff face. More than 5 centuries old, the village appears fused to stone. Its homes are stacked along narrow ledges without modern foundations, anchored directly into the bluff for defense. No direct road leads here. The isolation was intentional, protection through inaccessibility. Deep in Wadi Doan Valley, the settlement of Al-Hajarain stretches along a slender ridge between canyon walls. Built from local stone and mud brick, it once served as a regional power center under the Kathiri sultans, who controlled the vital incense and caravan trade routes crossing southern Arabia. Their legacy remains in watchtowers, palaces, and fading fortifications scattered across the valley. Cutting through eastern Yemen, Wadi Hadramaut extends for nearly 100 miles. Towering canyon walls frame clusters of earth-toned villages below. For centuries, trade flowed through this valley, linking southern Arabia with Africa, India, and distant empires beyond the horizon. In the rocky highlands and western escarpments, Hamadryas baboons move in tightly structured troops. Led by dominant males, their social bonds are complex and deeply rooted. In ancient South Arabian culture, these primates were once believed to hold sacred significance, symbolic intermediaries between humanity and the divine. In the capital, Sana'a rises in intricate layers of carved stone and stained glass windows. Its old city, one of the oldest continuously inhabited urban centers in the world, contains more than 100 mosques and centuries-old tower houses decorated with geometric white gypsum patterns. Weathered by desert winds and the passage of centuries, Sana'a remains a living museum of architecture and endurance. Even the cuisine tells a story. Malawa, a flaky, layered flatbread introduced centuries ago through Jewish Yemeni communities, remains a staple. Simple ingredients transformed into something enduring. This is Yemen beyond headlines, a civilization engineered from mud, stone, and memory. Far from mainland Yemen, over 200 miles into the Arabian Sea, lies Socotra, an island that seems to defy biological logic. Isolated for millions of years, it evolved in near seclusion, producing landscapes and species found nowhere else on Earth. Most iconic is the dragon's blood tree. With its umbrella-shaped canopy and thick branching limbs, it appears sculpted by imagination rather than evolution. Its red resin, once traded across ancient civilizations, was used for dye, medicine, incense, and ritual practices in Egypt and the Mediterranean world. The tree's unique shape is an adaptation, capturing moisture from mist and minimizing evaporation in the island's arid climate. Socotra's terrain transforms dramatically within short distances. White sand dunes rise abruptly against limestone cliffs. Jagged peaks dominate the skyline, while plateaus stretch windswept and exposed. The island's geological history reveals ancient marine origins, tectonic uplift, and erosion sculpted by monsoon winds. Aha Beach stands where towering dunes meet sheer coastal walls. Seasonal winds continuously reshape the sand, forming ridges and slopes that shift year by year. Along the coast, small fishing villages persist, maintaining traditions tied to the rhythms of sea and monsoon. Detwa Lagoon curves in brilliant turquoise arcs, bordered by white sand and dark volcanic rock. At low tide, tidal pools and sandbars create swirling natural patterns across the shallows. The contrast of deep blue water, pale sand, and black cliffs creates one of the island's most striking visual compositions. Off Socotra's northwestern shores, dolphins frequently surface in clear coastal waters. Spinner, bottlenose, and common dolphins travel in pods, often following boats as they move between isolated beaches. Rising from the island's center, the Hagir Mountains form Socotra's highest range. These granite peaks intercept monsoon clouds, capturing essential moisture that sustain ecosystems below. Trekkers camp among rugged trails that weave between dragon's blood groves and rare plant clusters. In the island's interior, Daibarak Waterfall flows seasonally through rocky canyon walls, surrounded by desert rose trees with swollen bottle-shaped trunks. Kilasan Canyon holds Socotra's largest freshwater pool, emerald in color and framed by stratified rock layers that reveal the island's ancient geological timeline. On the Diksam Plateau, over 800 meters above sea level, winds sweep across limestone plains dotted with frankincense shrubs and dense concentrations of dragon's blood trees. In the Firmin forest, their canopies overlap like protective umbrellas, forming one of the most concentrated groves on the island. Mist drifting from the plateau's edge provides critical hydration to this rare ecosystem. Socotra is not simply remote, it is evolution in isolation, preserved in stone and silence. Along Socotra's southern coastline, massive dunes rise above the sea, sculpted by seasonal monsoon winds. These towering formations shift gradually over time, creating a constantly evolving border between land and ocean. Their silence contrasts sharply with the rugged mountains inland. Shoab Beach rests at the island's far western edge, reachable only by boat. With no roads and no permanent structures, it feels detached from modern geography. White sand stretches uninterrupted, framed by limestone cliffs. Spinner dolphins often accompany boats navigating these waters, weaving effortlessly through the surf. The shallow coastal waters remain remarkably clear, ideal for wading and snorkeling among coral systems shaped by minimal human disturbance. Few visitors reach this shore, preserving its isolation. Beyond Socotra, mainland Yemen's coastline once served as a vital maritime corridor linking Africa, India, and Arabia. Ancient ports facilitated trade in frankincense, myrrh, spices, and textiles. The incense trade routes carried Yemeni goods northward to Mediterranean civilizations and eastward across the Indian Ocean. Back inland, life continues in mountain villages built from stone and earth. Communities remain closely tied to agricultural cycles and local tradition. Terraced fields carve into steep slopes, maximizing arable land in unforgiving terrain. Generations have maintained these systems through knowledge passed quietly from parent to child. Hospitality remains central to Yemeni culture. Guests are received with warmth and generosity, often offered tea, bread, and conversation. Social structures are deeply rooted in family networks and tribal heritage. Despite years of conflict that have limited tourism and global access, Yemen's cultural continuity persists. Architectural knowledge, agricultural systems, oral traditions, and craftsmanship endure within communities determined to preserve identity. Markets once bustling with regional trade now operate on smaller scales, yet traditional crafts, from weaving to metalwork, survive. Mosques continue to call communities to prayer, echoing across valleys and urban skylines. Yemen's identity is not defined solely by hardship. It is defined by resilience, by adaptation to geography, climate, and history. Its landscapes remain vast and varied, from canyon systems and highland plateaus to coastal lagoons and desert valleys. In every direction, architecture mirrors environment. Mud-brick towers rise where floods threaten. Stone houses anchor to cliffs where land narrows. Plateau settlements adapt to wind and mist. Each design reflects centuries of environmental understanding. What remains is a civilization deeply synchronized with its terrain, shaped by necessity, preserved by memory. Yemen holds a natural and architectural legacy few places can rival. Towering mud skyscrapers, cliffside villages suspended above valleys, trade routes that once connected continents, ecosystems found nowhere else on Earth. Yet for years, conflict has overshadowed this reality. Tourism has largely vanished. Access has diminished. Global perception often narrows Yemen to headlines and crisis imagery. Behind those headlines, however, lies extraordinary continuity. In Shibam, families still inhabit centuries-old towers built from clay and straw. In Sana'a, patterned windows filter sunlight through geometric designs unchanged for generations. In Hadramaut, villages still rise from canyon floors as they have for 500 years. On Socotra, dragon's blood trees continue storing moisture in thick branches, adapting to monsoon cycles as they have for millennia. Dolphins trace familiar coastal paths. Plateau mist feeds ancient forests. Sand dunes shift quietly under seasonal winds. The people of Yemen remain deeply connected to land and lineage. Tribal affiliations, agricultural rhythms, and architectural traditions reinforce a sense of belonging that predates modern borders. This is not a story of fantasy, nor is it a political narrative. It is a geographic and cultural reality, one shaped by survival, trade, isolation, and adaptation. Yemen's beauty is not loud. It does not compete for attention. It exists in textures. Cracked mud walls glowing at sunset, wind moving across plateau grasslands, carved window frames casting patterned shadows. It exists in resilience, communities maintaining daily life amid uncertainty. It exists in continuity, landscapes unchanged for centuries, ecosystems evolving in isolation, architecture engineered without modern technology, yet standing firm against time. From the incense valleys of Hadramaut to the alien plateaus of Socotra, Yemen remains one of the most visually and historically layered regions on Earth. A land of stone and sand, of towers and trees, of silence and endurance. Behind the headlines lies something far more complex, a civilization still shaping its terrain, still rooted in memory, still waiting to be understood on its own terms. Unfiltered, ancient, extraordinary. Yemen beyond the headlines.